Welcome back. Today we'll talk about Wednesday, a young king and queen, a national anthem, a remarkable movie contract, a musician, a song, and a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, settle in, and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for June 24th. June 24th is the 175th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 176th in leap years, with 190 days remaining to the end of the year. We're looking at the meaning and origin of the names of the days of the week this week, and today it's Wednesday. As we've mentioned before, the days of the week were generally named after what are called the 7 classical planets, which are 7 astronomical objects that are visible to the naked eye from Earth. They are, in order of brightest to dimmest, the Sun, the Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. And today it's Mercury's turn. As it was yesterday with Tuesday being Mars Day, one might wonder how in the world it is that the name Wednesday has anything to do with Mercury. To note, in other languages, the association is more evident. For example, in Spanish, Wednesday is miércoles, and in French, mercredi. It's easy enough to see these being taken after Mercury, and so it is with many, if not all, of the Romance languages. For English, though, Wednesday is the day of the Germanic god Woden or Odin. Woden's day, Wednesday. Odin was roughly equated with Mercury. While not exactly alike, they do have some similarities. Mercury is credited with inventing letters, and Odin is referred to as the founder of the runic alphabets. Mercury was considered the god of eloquence, and Odin, who gave one of his eyes for wisdom, is known for poetic inspiration. Both gods are associated with movement, journeys, and crossing boundaries. Neither are noted for brute strength, but are known for cunning and insight, and rely on wit rather than force. Both Mercury and Odin have connections to the journey of souls after death, and both are said to have had knowledge that ordinary people do not have. While Mercury and Odin are not identical, they do occupy surprisingly similar roles as wise, mobile, and magicably. Magicably, that's a good one. While Mercury and Odin are not identical, they do occupy surprisingly similar roles as wise, mobile, and magically knowledgeable figures in their respective mythologies, and Wednesday is their day of the week. Thanks again to Ma from the Cove for requesting the days of the week for Word of the Day. It is a fascinating study. And with that, Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon were crowned King and Queen of England on June 24th in the year 1509. He will have been 17 and she 23 at the time of their coronation. The first performance of the song "O Canada" took place on June 24, 1880. Written by Adolphe Basile Roudet, Robert Stanley Weir, and Callista Lavallee for the Saint Jean-Baptiste Day ceremony in 1880, "O Canada" was adopted as Canada's national anthem in 1980. Mary Pickford became the first female film star to sign a $1 million contract on June 24, 1916. I don't have to tell you that while $1 million is a lot of money today, it was worth quite a bit more back then. Adjusting for inflation, that million would be worth almost $31 million today. Wasn't she a pretty little thing? Guitarist and songwriter Jeff Beck was born June 24, 1944, in Wallington, Surrey, England. He was a member of the rock band the Yardbirds and his own band, the Jeff Beck Group. He's known for his innovative instrumental style and was often called a guitarist's guitarist. He recorded with many artists but did not achieve or maintain the commercial success of some of his contemporaries. He won several Grammy Awards, though, and 2 inductions into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, first as a member of the Yardbirds and then also as a solo artist. Jeff Beck fell in love with the sound of the electric guitar when he heard Les Paul playing How High the Moon on the radio. He asked his mother what that was. She told him it was an electric guitar and it was all tricks. And at the tender age of 6, Jeff said, "That's for me." Sure enough, he grew up to play How High the Moon himself. He didn't do a lot of singing, if any at all, so if Jeff Beck is going to catch your ear, it's going to be his guitar work that gets you, as it did me. Well, we'll talk about that shortly. In 1967, after Syd Barrett had departed Pink Floyd, which is a whole story unto itself, the members of Pink Floyd wanted to ask Jeff Beck to be their guitarist, but they were a little starstruck and didn't have the nerve to do it. Jeff Beck was an innovative and amazing guitarist. He passed away in January of 2023 at the age of 78. Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck and his music is particularly tied to a specific event in my life. Mid to late 1970s, around Christmas time, I was standing in my parents' living room and the TV was on. It was some kind of live nighttime show, kind of late at night. Feels like it was maybe a Friday or a Saturday night. And I'd heard the name Jeff Beck before, but I didn't really know anything about him. What I do remember is that he was playing this amazing song on his guitar. To this day, whenever I hear the name Jeff Beck, I hear this song. It's beautiful and sad. No singing, just his guitar. I stood transfixed in the middle of my parents' living room. The song is from his 1974 album, Blow by Blow, and the song is "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers." Written by Stevie Wonder, there's also a version of it with lyrics by an artist called Sarita. I've included links to How High the Moon by Les Paul and Mary Ford, and by Jeff Beck and Imelda May if you'd like to compare the two. And also, of course, to "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers" by both Sarita and the one that really knocked my lights out all those decades ago, "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers" by Jeff Beck. Links are in the description. How about that? For today's quote, we have a thought often associated with Mercury through his Greek counterpart, Hermes. And it is, "The swiftest path is not always the straightest, but the one that carries the message." Alrighty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. Oops, I forgot my beautiful flag. Let's go find that flag and drag it in here. All right, come here to me, you. There. Okay, we want to keep that thing rolling. Okay.